Welcome to Mr. Lee's Kitchen Lounge. I'm your host, Mr. Lee Hooks. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Mr. Lee's Kitchen Lounge. We're so glad you could join us for this episode today. And today we're joined by my brother, my best friend, my comrade, Tommy Simmons. Today we're going to do a special dish called chicken via Lee. Now you're probably saying, what is chicken via Lee? Well, it's chicken done Lee's way. And I'm sure that you're going to thoroughly enjoy what we're going to do. We're going to start with the chicken dish first of all today. First of all, we're going to preheat our oven to 325 degrees to get ready for when we start cooking. But first of all, we're going to season our meat. Now, we're using leg quarters today. And they're going to be absolutely fabulous, I guarantee you. And you're going to say, wow, those are good. And that's what it's all about, to making sure that they're really good. These were already previously cleaned and got a lot of the external fat off of them so that we can have a very good dish. Now, there's something special we're going to do with this today, and that is we're going to massage these chicken legs and quarters with Italian dressing before we even season them. That's going to add a special extra boost to the flavor. What we have here are 6 leg quarters, and they're nice healthy leg quarters, which means 1 quarter would be a meal for someone. Okay? The seasonings we're going to use this morning is paprika, kosher salt, adobo seasoning, garlic, black pepper, and complete seasonings, celery salt, and a little onion powder. And right now what we're going to do is we're going to massage the meat with the Italian dressing, and we always want to have our gloves on for safety's sake, especially with all the foodborne illnesses that are out there today. So we just put that on real nice and thick like that. And then what we're going to do is just massage both sides of each piece of meat. With the flesh side down first. Starting out with our garlic, granulated garlic. Then we're going to utilize a little bit of our seasoned celery salt, which adds a very nice flavor to the meat. And if you notice what I'm doing here, as I do one side, I move it over to the other side. Now we add a little of adobo. Not too much, don't want to oversaturate it. Kosher salt, I found, is the best thing to use. It's nice and coarse, so you don't have to use too much of it. Followed by some of the body of complete seasoning. Followed by a little paprika. Next, we're going to use a little onion powder. Now that takes care of one side. Nobody likes one side in seasoned food, so therefore we're going to flip these over now. We're going to do the other side. Reverse the process. Doesn't matter which order you go in, we just want to make sure that we don't double up on anything. These blends of seasoning helps to enhance the flavor of the chicken considerably. And then we have our celery salt.
watching you season this food, man, makes it feel like I can eat it right now.
Let's cook this poultry first. And now on the skin side, we're going to utilize some black pepper. And what I like to do is I like to utilize parchment paper. So we're going to have parchment paper in the pan. And we'll start laying out our chicken.
I mean, what's the purpose of the parchment?
Parchment paper is a very good source of making sure you have controlled heat. Mm-hmm. And it's just actually a marvelous way of preparing meats and what have you. And the parchment paper, even though it's paper, it doesn't burn.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So that's the interesting part about parchment paper. That's the interesting part. Okay. So we have those ready. The oven is already preheated to 325. We're going to start at 325. We'll slip that bad boy right in like that. And let's get started. Tommy, when did we first meet?
Lee, I remember meeting about 1969 at a bowling alley. And man, we've been through a lot over all these years, and all these recipes I've heard about, never been close enough to taste it like I am today, so I'm glad to be here, brother.
Well, we're glad to have you here. We really are. Because, you know, I think back in the old days, I know that you do some mean lemon garlic wings as well.
Oh, yeah.
And we might have to get you in here one of these days and let you cook up that dish as well.
I don't know. A little intimidated being next to you, bro.
Now, right now, what we're going to do is we're going to start julienning and cutting up some of the vegetables that's actually going to go into the yellow rice. It's a little combination I came up with. And I think you're going to find it's going to be very flavorful, very tasty, and that's what it's all about. So here we go. And you guys probably remember this beautiful cutting board that I told you what it's all about. Well, guess what? Found out it's one of the best things we can utilize when it comes to cutting vegetables, even meats, and it helps to keep things very sanitized.
Lee, why is the marble cutting board better than wood or plastic?
Well, it's actually a cook's or a chef's preference as to what they like. I like it because, first of all, the blade glides very smoothly over the surface, and instead of having anything pull and jerk and pull and be out of place, it works real well. So, and plus, it's a large enough surface where you can do several different things. And slide them over to one position, as you see what I'm doing right here. Then we start and pull out the core of the bell pepper. And then we do the same thing with that.
Another one of the details that makes a difference.
Oh yeah, it makes a big difference. It really does. It really does. And I'll tell you what, when this came in one day, I was in a towel store looking for some floor towel. And I said, this might make a good cutting board. So I borrowed the piece of towel from the guy to come and see if it's going to conform with my decor in my kitchen. And he said, yeah, just go ahead and take it. You can have it. So I got a free cutting board. Needless to say, I didn't buy a towel. And what we're going to do with this now, that was about a quarter of a large white onion, okay? This is half of a green bell pepper. We're not going to utilize all these vegetables in this rice dish. We don't want the vegetables being overwhelming, more so than the rice. Now you say, well, what in the world are you going to do with all the rest of the leftover vegetables? Now, one of our upcoming segments, we're going to do something to show you what we can do with those additional vegetables, okay? Sometimes you see chefs who can cut, especially sous chefs who can cut stuff so fast. I say, better slow and safe than fast and sorry when it comes to cutting. Because these knives are extremely sharp, and they can do some damage if you're not very careful at what you're doing. Always keep your eye on the prize, which means keep your eye on your fingers, and keep your eye on the product that you're cutting. And you can't let your mind wander. And that's for sure. So Tommy, tell me a little bit about what you're doing now.
Well, I've been traveling around doing consulting work, speaking, doing a number of things that I've always focused on in terms of helping people to do more positive things in their lives. I've been going to a lot of restaurants, Lee, eating good food, but I don't think I've eaten anything as good as I'm getting ready to taste today.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Now, what I like to do is always like to more or less have like a portion control. And I find out these little plastic containers are ideal for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in some of the red pepper. We'll put in some of the green pepper. And we're going to put in some of the onion. Now this is really about all you really need to put into saute. And I'd like to show you these beautiful pans by Ulster that were a gift. Now I guarantee you that this is something that's very, very special. And we're going to give them a test run this morning. So, hey, we're blessed to be in the Sunshine State. Sunshine, blue skies, no rain. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
Love it, love it, love it.
That's right.
Always
That's
like
right. I'm telling you, you've been a lot of places, lived a lot of places. You said what? There's no place like
no place like home.
I know that's right. That's right.
Like home.
Because you were born in Tampa, am I correct?
I was born in Tampa. Yeah, born in Tampa. Left when I was about 5 years old. You know, so but it's still hometown.
Yeah,
hometown. Been all over.
Exactly.
But came back to Florida, and I'm not leaving.
So you are here.
I'm not leaving.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these vegetables. We're just going to put them right in the pan, like so. Then we're going to add some black pepper. A little salt. I love my body of complete seasoning, I'll tell you. This enhances the flavor of whatever you're cooking so well. Now you can see the vegetables are becoming translucent. That means almost becoming clear, especially onions. You can see it getting a lot clearer. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to turn the eye off on the burner and just slide the pan off. Okay? And so that's chill down a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready to start the rice. It's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour to cook the chicken thoroughly the way it should be cooked. So therefore, we don't want to cook the rice too quickly or the broccoli too quickly, because we're going to make sure everything comes out just about the right time so we can sit and eat and have a good time and fellowship and know what it's all about. Right? Okay, what we're getting ready to do now is prepare the rice. We've already turned on the water, and we're going to add the vegetables that we sauteed earlier right to the water. And bring it to a boil, and then we'll add our rice. What we're getting ready to do right now is add the yellow rice to the vegetables, and the water's at a nice boil. What we'd like to do is we'd like to go ahead and just cut that package open. Vigo yellow rice is very, very good.
Why do you use yellow rice rather than just white rice?
Well, yellow rice has a lot more nutrients, it's a lot more flavorful, and you know the thing is that they're saying so many times now that everything white, like white flour, like white sugar, are not too good for the body.
Okay.
So therefore, the yellow rice, if you get into the yellow rice, brown rice, and there's black rice, it's much better for you. And as I said, one of our sides we're going to have is broccoli florets. This is fresh broccoli. And you can see what I'm doing is I'm just basically just cutting the florets off of the bud itself. And we're going to steam this a little bit later on so that we can make sure that we have a nice array of delicious fresh broccoli. And one thing I'd like to reiterate is it's very important that you have what we call a steamer. They're relatively inexpensive. It doesn't cost that much for you to go out and buy them. And I'm pretty sure that you'll find out that it's a valuable asset to have in your kitchen. Some people always want to know, did you time the rice? Do you have a timer for the rice? Well, no, and I don't have a timer for the rice because every stove cooks at a different rate of heat, especially electric stoves, electric ranges. And so therefore you never can be in the point where you figure that, okay, it says cook for 25 minutes and it's done. It may not be that way. Stove may be a little slower than what you think. So what we're just going to do is let some cold water run over these. More or less put them down a little bit. And then we'll let them drain. And then just prior to being able to serve everything, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and steam the broccoli. Doesn't take that long till they come to a nice bright green, and then you know it's done, and it's going to be fantastic. And what we may do is a little butter and lemon sauce to go along with the broccoli. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and add our broccoli to our steamer. The water's boiling nicely. So we just put those in there. So and we'll cover them and we'll let them steam down to the nice, bright, vibrant green, and then you know they're done. And poultry should be around 170 degrees, and guess what? We are at 170 degrees. Okay, there it is right there. All right. So that means the chicken is done. Tommy, would you like to come and take a look at the screen? That's when you know. I love broccoli. That's when you know it's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you know it is right.
Looking good, smelling good, and healthy, too.
Yeah, so we'll turn that burner off.
All right.
And we're still letting the rice stay on just a little bit longer. Now I want you to smell this aroma, my brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it looks good, too. Looks good, smells good. I'm sure it's going to taste good.
So we'll be taking out a few seconds, and we're going to do what? We're going to eat. Plate it, and we're going to eat. Yes, we are. I guarantee. And what we're getting ready to do is plate our rice. This is actually plating. We're just getting ready to put everything on point for everybody to enjoy themselves.
Lee, it seems to be a real skill to be able to choreograph all this that comes together at the same time.
Well, you have to know your cooking times real well so that you don't start something too soon and end something too late, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It makes a huge, huge difference because it takes time to understand that. For instance, even when you're usually sauteing vegetables or what have you, some vegetables cook faster than others, and so you don't want to have some that are overcooked. How does that look to you there? Oh, yes. And Tommy, we're going to move over to the table, my brother.
All right.
And we're going to fix you up, my brother. Here we go. And so here we are, sitting here with chicken via Lee, with fresh broccoli and seasoned yellow rice. And we're going to give it a test run just to see how good it really is. It sure smells good. And I'm sure that you're going to really enjoy it. Tommy, are you ready?
Lee, I'm ready. I got one problem, though. I tell you, this looks so good, I don't know whether to eat it or just look at it. But I think I'm going to solve that problem right now.
All right. All right. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Oh, yeah. And chicken is falling off the bone.
Off the bone. Easy.
Oh.
Yes, sir, my brother. Worth the wait.
All right. Glad to enjoy, my brother.
If you need me for the next segment, I'll be right here.
You got it. And here's a little lemon butter sauce for your broccoli if you want some, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, the Italian dressing seasoning rubbed down before the chicken was cooked makes all the difference in the world between just regular baked chicken and chicken guilty. Until the next time, we'll be looking forward to seeing you. Take care now. Be blessed. Bye-bye.